Alright, so we're going to talk about reciprocal teaching. It's just something that I wanted to share with you guys this week. So I'll hit real quick vision statement. You guys have a copy of this. The objective or problem that I saw that was happening in my class, the strategy I decided to use, and I included a peer-reviewed article so you guys could have the resource, and I'll share it with you all, hard copy too. And then some further steps, what happened in the classroom, and then I'll take a minute and we'll hit on data analysis, and then now from here, what to do next. Okay, so when I think about finishing the program now, what I want the rest of my teaching career to look like, kids that are in my classroom, I want it to be classroom community. And I want to address the needs of every diverse learner, regardless of what that means or what that looks like. Whether we're a GT gifted kid, whether we have a new challenge ELL learners, we have students with IEPs that have those neurodivergent needs, and to emphasize equity. I want to be able to fluently collaborate with colleagues and also with parents, so that we can come up with the most effective strategies and set all kids up for success, because at the end of the day, that's the goal. I want to foster a family-like learning environment. I always say in my classroom that when we're here, we're a family. Families aren't always going to get along or see eye to eye, but we are going to work together towards a common goal. And we celebrate successes, and we lean into unique differences, and we encourage one another always. I want to equip my students to be successful, lifelong learners. Right, so the problem that I've seen overall with this new 5th grade group that's come up to us is overall reading comprehension. Just the struggle of independently being able to analyze a text and prove their understanding. Applying different comprehension strategies independently. And of course, we know the goal is novice reduction for reading. So how we're going to get there, what strategies we can use. So I wanted to implement more reciprocal teaching, and then be able to look at the data and see what the benefit was or what the impact was. And the goals for all students to improve comprehension. And those gains might look different for different students. But that's okay. We want to see growth always. That's the focus. So reciprocal teaching is a way to enhance reading comprehension by putting kids in small groups, and we do a lot of collaboration in here already with accountability talk that you guys know. But we focus on reading strategies. Both students and teachers alternate in guiding discussions about a text. So when we start out in this structure, like anything else, heavy modeling, and then kids are going to cycle between 4 different roles. So the 4 main roles, we have summarizer, questioner, clarifier, and predictor. So of course the summarizer identifies main ideas. We always say summarize to give me the short version. And the questioner has any questions regarding the text, and they're going to annotate or note those down. The clarifier clarifies those questions. They resolve anything that's confusing. They address those issues. And a predictor makes informed predictions about the text context. Okay, so this is a handout that you can actually, a tangible graphic organizer that you can give your kids. What I think we'll learn about, what we think the text is about, words that jump out for us and why we make those predictions. Clarification, what we didn't understand and why, so that this is like a visual recording sheet they can use. I wonder, and then even for lower elementary, this is adapted, they can provide illustrations. And summarizer, 5-finger summary, if we're working on literature, somebody wanted but so then, or if we're working in informational text, who, what, where, when, why, and how. And then which strategy helped them the most. This is another visual that's easy for kids that you could have posted in the room that will help them as a reminder when they're working, because at the end of the day, we want to be a facilitator of learning. We want the students to take ownership of their learning. So here in reciprocal teaching, you can have this as a visual posted in the room, so that if anyone gets off track, they have that to refer back to. So summarizers, focusing on the big ideas, keep it short. Clarifiers are explaining any confusing words, ideas, or anything in the passage. The questioners ask questions that focus on the most important information in the text. And predictors, of course, will make predictions about what they think will happen next. So this is a peer-reviewed article that I included, but it just shows the benefits Why exactly reciprocal teaching? When it was first focused on, it was developed in 1984, so it's been around for a long time. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's nothing new. It also hits on what the 4 stages are, why it's important, what the benefits are, and what it can look like in different reading classrooms. But I've got a hard copy for you all that you all can access that, and I'll share it. So when we talk about pre-assessment data, I had taken comprehension assessments from before I implemented the strategy in the classroom and recorded those to kind of compare and see before and after what that looks like. You guys can see my kids are always in pods of 4 with our boomerang desks so that we can work in collaborative learning. Okay. We're going to explain roles and responsibilities. We're always going to model heavy, what we want it to look like so that kids are set up for success. And this is adapted into our accountability talk, text talk groups, which we all do. We're already in here. So whenever we do accountability talk, whether we agree or disagree, it always has to be constructive, respectful, and always has to be text-based talk. We can ask for clarification. We can prompt someone in on the table, and it always has to be backed up with evidence, of course. We all should look for on-task conversations, should be respectful, and everyone should be actively engaged because that's that accountability. Post-assessments were taken afterwards, so I used strategy for 2 weeks and then post-assessment after to see the results. So after using this strategy, I used it every single day for 2 weeks solid, and this was before the big strep hit here, so we have pretty good attendance. I was impressed. This doesn't always happen with data. But this is in 5-1, so our 19 students. If you go through the bars, and I just, for confidentiality reasons for here, I didn't record any names, but there's no one regressed assessment. So we either stay the same or we show growth. Nearly every single child, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whose scores were the same, so that means 14 kids show growth, which is huge. It proves that it works. And next steps, we're going to continue with the strategy. I'm going to use it interchangeably at least once a week because I see now its benefits. It really does work. I'm going to share this in other PLCs. I'm going to give this to the office so that in other grade level PLCs, they'll be able to use this. I think they're going to cover it so I can go down and share it with them for a couple of minutes. We're going to continue to monitor progress like we do with our data analysis on assessments. And yeah, I'll share this on Google with everybody.